Yo, Adam.
Yes.
Ever heard this?
It's a dream.
It is.
I'm Adam Ennis.
I'm Peter Martin.
And you're listening to the You'll Hear It podcast.
Music advice coming at you.
It's an open studio podcast. Peter, I believe our theme song...
It's an OSP.
Our theme song, Emotion in Motion,
Yes.
your tune,
Yes.
is in the key of D flat major. Is it not?
You see, I was thinking about these things, and I surprised you with that. That is correct.
Yes.
Oh, wait, check this out.
Yeah.
Check this out,
Show
check
him
this
the
out.
thing. Show him
What?
the thing. So that's
flat.
yeah.
And
That's
look, I can
our-
even prove it.
It's a
Watch.
Peter Martin composition. Oh my goodness! Look at that. We're dropping. If you're listening here on our YouTube channel, we have our notation game up, so you can see a light up keyboard. You can even see notes come up on the staff as Peter's playing here, which is pretty awesome. But my point is, Peter. Hold on. My point is, our theme song is in the key of D flat. Yeah, we've got Poodles McGee over here.
Poodles are one of the most popular and beloved dog breeds in the world.
It's so
you
true.
love that.
So we have our theme song, Emotion, in the key of D flat major. Now, you were just playing a clip of Thelonious Monk Quartet playing Monk's Dream. Sounded like it's in D flat major,
It is.
but it looks like he's playing in C on that keyboard, which means that it's probably an old video that has been sped up or something.
Right. Which
Pitched
I
up.
don't understand how that happens, but it's
Some kind of mastering issue, but we are going to be watching this amazing video of Monk in Brussels.
Bruxelles.
Bruxelles.
I don't know if that's correct.
Playing his famous tune, Monk's Dream. So it is pitched up a little bit, so it might be a little weird if you have perfect pitch or you're trying to transcribe it, but all the better
Yeah.
for us.
I kind of like the way it sounds in D flat. And
I
it
do
worked good
too.
for the intro.
I do
so
too.
should we check it out?
Let's check it out, man.
Let's check it
have
out.
a little bit of a reaction
How about
to
there?
one of the great quartets.
I already like it, just to let you
Ever.
know. Is that Frankie Dunlop? I believe it is. On drums. Charlie Rouse, saxophone.
It is Frankie Dunlap. John Orr on bass. Charlie
John
Rouse on
Orr.
saxophone.
Classic quartet. Oh,
Oh, man. Look at how... He plays with his whole body.
yeah. Check out how he plays it.
Ah,
There's a lot of intentionality.
look at the hat.
Nice hat. Frankie Dunlop.
It's just a masterclass on swing and syncopation. Okay, stop. Can we start that over again? So
Yes.
the first thing that jumps out to me when I listen to Monk and when I'm watching this video is the amount of call and response that's in everything. And it's
Yes.
something that gets left out, especially with beginner and intermediate players. Like, do not go chasing after stuff that you don't need to go chasing after. It's all given to you in the music. All you have to do is be receptive to the call and respond, and it provides you with the answer, right?
I like the way
Listen
you
for
did
the
that.
question, and you'll have the answer.
Seek and ye shall find.
Monk is the master at call and response. Let's listen to that head again, and listen to how many phrases get responded to.
Right, and listen to what Monk is not playing that enables a couple of different levels of call and response. Call and response between the two hands, certainly
Yeah.
between the saxophone. By playing the melody and then just letting those counter melodies with the left hand enables the great Frankie Dunlop, one of
Yeah.
my favorite drummers.
Yeah,
Talk
yeah.
about unheralded,
Oh
not
my gosh.
unheralded, but not heralded.
Definitely
enough.
under the radar,
Under the radar a
underrated.
little
Yeah.
bit. But like his constant call and response, brilliant.
I mean, it's right there from the start.
Yeah. Ooh, and that there, beep, boop, beep, bop. It's not beep, dee, da, although he does do that sometimes, but beep, boop, beep, bop.
Yeah.
Like the way that he lays these and makes the little variations each time is really exciting.
Call. response. And then Frankie Dunlap is doing all sorts of subtle
Bass.
ah.
Then he had that one hi-hat in. Woo! Setting up. It's all setting up the bridge.
Woo! Frankie Dunlap, yeah.
Such a melodic player.
Okay, can we just back it up a little bit to the
Yep.
start of the saxophone solo? So one thing that jumps out here is listen to how long Frankie Dunlap fills after the
one, right?
after the one,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not settling in for a very long time, but delaying the sort of they're gonna lay into this
Yeah.
walking swing rhythm,
Yeah.
but he's delaying it for so long. It just adds so much drama to the situation.
It does.
So at the end of the head, the start of the saxophone,
And I
solo.
think the reasons why it adds that drama is because it's like just be shebang right on one, which at times could be
No,
appropriate.
listen,
but
nothing's wrong.
But in the way that this head is set up and the way they're playing it, that's sort of expected. And I think a lot of times this is really good for us thinking about any comping instrument. But you talk about the drums and the piano, kind of a big part of what we were doing this kind of a tune comping. Making those decisions, you have to make some intrusive, what could potentially be seen as intrusive decisions for in the service of the music. So what he's playing is
100%.
very musical, but it's kind of intrusive. And some lesser drummers, i.e. 99% of them, are going to not play that even if they hear it because they're like, oh, that's too much. It's the beginning of his solo. Let me give him some space.
Yeah.
But it actually sets it off beautifully, I think. I'll go back just a little bit for the last A.
Now
Really settle in
they're
until like
finally
the
settling.
fifth bar.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Boom on the bass snare to bass drum. So for drummers, you know what this is about, but it's just so brilliant. But for piano players, like clue in on this kind of drum comping because this really gives you stuff to talk to and to use. Let me hear it again, right? So it's back, on two. You know, that's like the big two. Back. You hear it? So like Monk comping and Frankie Dunlap, it's all one comping party.
And pay attention to how Monk notoriously comps the melody. Like, so you can almost always hear the melody in
right.
Monk's comping.
Yeah, even if he's playing a fragment of it, he's playing, a rhythm of it, or if he's like, you can hear it and then he's comping around it. Yeah, it's omnipresent. You know what's interesting? I never really. I might be speaking out of turn here, but I was just thinking about like the way that Monk comps, and it's as much about like the way Frankie Dunlap here, Ben Riley, who was the other drummer who played during this period a lot in kind of classic, Monk, Charlie Rouse quartet setup. But like the way that they comp is for a certain type of soloist could be difficult, could be chaotic. I think for the way that Charlie Rouse solos, and that's who they're comping behind, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Because like he's just continuing to play. There's a lot of, he's taking breaths within the music, but he's not like, you never really see him waiting and taking space, like listening to see how he's going to react. It's very much like the way that he's listening is more subtle.
Yeah.
Like you can hear it in the harmony and the way that it interacts with his interpretation of hearing that melody. Because for sure the way, like you said, the way that Monk comps, it demands attention to the form and the melody all the time for everybody, for the listener, for the comping instruments, for the bassist, for the solo, for the saxophone, for everybody. But I think it fits so well. And I'm thinking back to, and I don't know if these stories are true, but I figure they are. I've heard them enough about like Monk not really liking, Miles not really liking the way that Monk comped.
Yeah.
And like on Bag's Groove and some other cuts that they were playing together, he told Monk to stroll and not comp behind him. And I'm wondering if that's because of just the way that Miles soloed, a lot of space, a lot of like listening, reacting to what's happening around him in a more, I don't want to say overt way, but just the space that gives you that time to really breathe something in, as opposed to like being comfortable with that sort of continuous improvisation, that feedback loop, just constantly going like a flywheel kind of thing.
Well, I mean, think about the soloist that Monk is most famously used. We're talking about Charlie Rouse, of course.
Yeah.
Sonny Rollins, John Coltrane.
Right.
Those three tenor saxophonists.
Never heard of them.
I've heard of them. But yeah, very different
Coleman
approach.
Hawkins.
Coleman Hawkins.
Before that,
Very different approach than Miles for that kind of phrasing.
Yeah. Should we continue?
Yes, please.
So then Monk's going here. I hadn't heard him do this before. Or is he going to major?
Might be going to major, yeah.
So like the changes on this are, like major going up in fourths, major 7, dominant 7, but doing a nice little kind of skipping that fourth and going right down to the B. Well, it's a B flat actually, but. Bridge. That
melody is there. Monk is still playing the melody. He's still playing the little things that happened around it. You can keep going. He's still playing all these little things that are happening around it.
Yeah.
All of his call and responses are still there.
I just want to take a little bit.
It's the tune. He's playing the tune.
It's the tune.
Yeah.
And I think that it really informs this kind of playing. Like you hear them pull back, like because the form is so, it's just accentuated in so many different ways. Like the melody is accentuated, I say, with the form, with the changes, with the rhythm of like that, the repeated rhythms that occur within the melody. They're brought so much that it enables this kind of pullback at the top of the chorus that can be very effective. You hear it. Like that's a big pullback. That's like a pulling the rug out a little bit. But Charlie Rouse just keeps going. Monk got up.
Oh, Monk's about to go dancing, yeah.
But Charlie Rouse didn't even care.
Amazing. So if you're listening, Monk is now standing between the saxophonist and the piano.
Yeah.
Shuffling.
Dancing. Can we call it dancing? Sweating profusely. Man, this is all vocab for piano comping. Woo! Is that John Orr you said? On bass? Yeah. Man, look at all that. It's great to see. So there's no really like comping going on, I don't think, yet in terms of left-hand comping, but he's using his left hand with the right hand for the melody in a way that I don't know would be that obvious. Check it out. Well, I guess you'd be able to hear that, but it's not really like counterpoint. It's part of the same line, right?
Yeah.
Now he's going to kind of additive. Flat 9. Woo.
Where does this music come from? It's amazingly original.
Yeah.
It's an original in an art form that is full of originals.
Right.
You know?
It's so weird to see him playing in C, but to hear it in D.
It is strange.
So that's something that, like, you know. Well, he's
Yeah.
If you check out the whole tone stuff, and this is something that people kind of grasp onto, pianists, when they want to imitate Monk, but what they usually miss is something that reminded me from Ron Carter's course he did for us, The Maestro, where he talked about, like, when he would do certain slides and, like, there's an intentionality to where you're starting and where you're ending. I think from a rhythmic perspective, you really hear that with this. Check it out. Don't, you know, like, that's, he's coming from somewhere and going somewhere on time, you know. The bus is not late. He's definitely hearing that flat 9 on that bridge. If you're on that dominant. That's all melody right there. That's the melody. With the double stops. Ha. Ha.
Again, all of the call and response happening here in the composition itself and with what Frankie Dunlop is playing. Man, I love his technique on drums. It's so incredible. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you, Thelonious Monk, for the lessons in swing, in music, and life in general.
We'll link to this jacked up video out of tune below. Maybe we could fix this one. Should we do that? Make a little project?
We're all good.
No, the pitch.
The pitch. No, they'll get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Until next time.
You'll hear it.
I'm in Steamboat Springs, Colorado currently.
I'm in Indianapolis.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Andrew, hi.
Because I feel inspired to play something else from your playing.
Okay, that's great.
I think using the metronome is a great tool, but it's not the only tool.
All of the answers are really in the music.
What does it mean to live in a groove, be in a groove?
Until next time, happy practicing.